Fellow retail workers, what apocalypse prepping induced insanity have you seen so far? I work at a supermarket in the UK. Over the last 3 days people have been frantically buying toilet rolls, pasta, baked beans, chopped tomatoes and lots of wine. There hasn't been any hand gels or soap in for days. It really is like they are shopping for an apocalypse. Michigan here. I went to the grocery store today and there was a woman standing front of the empty toilet paper shelf yelling at people walking by about whether there was more or not. Another lady nearby told her to shut up and if there was more it would be on the shelf. And then she told her to move the F out of the way so people behind her could get past. There was also a couple of people crying in the store. Like 5 minutes later I turned away from my cart for a few seconds to look at hot dogs, and when I turned back around there was a man standing over my cart, looking into it to see if there was anything he wanted to take from it while I wasn't watching. So then I had to keep a close eye on it the rest of the time that I was at the store. It's crazy. I work at a Home Depot in Maryland, and yesterday when the announcement went out that the schools were closing everyone went nuts. We sold the rest of our stock of toilet paper, 6 whole pallets, and most of our other cleaning supplies in the 3 hours after the announcement. I never thought that I, a worker at a hardware store, would have to listen with a sense of realism to the phrase "watch out for toilet paper looters." I work in a grocery store. Last week we got 2 huge orders of surplus backstock so we could still refill fast movers. If you knew how much toilet paper we had, and we are out as of yesterday. We filled the beans set, 10 minutes later it was empty again. Effing gallon containers of water, needing to be refilled. And of course, we're short-staffed as our managers are emphasizing staying home if you're sick. Our store's kind of a hub. And we get a lot of people, including older, younger, and the immunocompromised. But while it's mostly fine, just the number of people looking for a thing, checking out all day, plus there being more holes across the store to fill at the same time, it's a lot. And the absurd bit, people swarming the bulk foods section. We're working on how to properly keep the section more hygienic. Wipe down scoops and counters often, etc. But, like, you don't want to know how many people touch things or snack from the bins without using the scoops. It's wasteful from packaging standpoint, sure, but for now, buy prepackaged foods. Work in a supermarket. We've had to issue caps on how much toilet paper people are buying due to coronavirus as people are buying stuff up in case the worst happens. The meat and fresh veggie aisles are wiped out as well, and a larger, 24-hour branch has had to close for 3 days due to not having enough to sell. And yet, the tinned, non-perishable goods which can survive for a long time and are on sale aren't selling. Probably the usual for most. 2 cases were found in my area, Metro Detroit, on Wednesday I believe. By Thursday afternoon my fairly large Kroger was gutted. Cleaning supplies, paper products, water, canned goods, pasta, rice, bread, and a majority of frozen foods were all gone. They were restocking a fair amount as I was leaving last night, but that will probably go quick as well. The hoarding is crazy and annoying but was completely expected. I'm more floored with how many customers openly downplay it or try and shame people who are taking precautions. I started wearing nitrile gloves while I work and an elderly lady told me I was overreacting and if I caught it I'd probably recover fully. I told her I'm less concerned about getting sick myself, and more worried about potentially spreading it to someone more vulnerable. I could already have it and be asymptomatic, who knows? She literally just laughed and said her time is almost up anyway and rolled away in her power scooter. I work for Kroger. Click list, order and pick up groceries, merchandise. When I was bringing out an order to this woman, she was wearing full gear. Like a white hazard suit. When I walked to her car door, she looked at me like I was going to murder her. She started yelling at me saying that I was going to get her sick since I was handling her items without gloves, mask, goggles and whatnot. She then told me to cancel the order and drove away as fast as possible. So I told my lead picker and he just told me to put the items back in the store ASAP since they are selling like hotcakes. As soon as I rolled my basket out of the back, a man came up to me and asked what I was doing with the items in the basket. I told him I was returning them to the floor and he said, "Don't do that, give me the basket instead." So he took it from me without me even saying sure. People are fucking crazy. Edit. The items in the basket contain toilet paper, hand sanitizer, ramen noodles, paper towels, isopropyl alcohol and a few other items. We return them typically at the end of the day, but these specific items were a special case to get back out ASAP to please customers. I don't work in retail. I was at Vons today to get a few things, nothing too drastic. Two Karens were literally screaming at each other over a place in line. A place in line. Both of them carts full of water, food, and cleaning stuff that was left over. It's insanity. I feel terrible for anyone working in healthcare that's going to get to the store for a few things to find out that everyone took everything off the shelves. People are literally going crazy because of the threat of coronavirus, while where I live there are only 7 or 8 total cases, most of which are from people coming back from the cruise ship. People need to chill the F out and realize that we are not enemies. We all need to work together and unite, and help each other out. People shouldn't be taking all the water, they should be limiting themselves to 1 to 2 cases so everyone can have some. It's better for everybody to have a little than some people hoard it all and some people get nothing. But then again, I live in America, and it's unlikely that'll truly ever happen. I work at Target, specifically as a fulfillment expert. Essentially, we handle any orders that are shipped out, and all of the pickup drive-up orders that are placed on the app. We collect the items and bag them up within a time limit. In my year of working there, I have never seen such chaos. Shelves are completely empty, there are 10 times as many people as usual in the store, everyone is asking for toilet paper and hand sanitizer. I've had so many people yell at me for grabbing an item off the shelves, and had to stop twice as many from stealing items out of my cart. It's pure insanity and we're all barely hanging on by a thread. I work at Target, specifically as a fulfillment expert. Essentially, we handle any orders that are shipped out, and all of the pickup drive-up orders that are placed on the app. We collect the items and bag them up within a time limit. In my year of working there, I have never seen such chaos. Shelves are completely empty, there are 10 times as many people as usual in the store, everyone is asking for toilet paper and hand sanitizer. I've had so many people yell at me for grabbing an item off the shelves, and had to stop twice as many from stealing items out of my cart. It's pure insanity and we're all barely hanging on by a thread.